Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learn in SQL. Today's is learn as a transaction control language is a CTL. And what is the transaction? As a transaction is a group of SQL statement is executed as a one unit of works, and the transaction is ensures that either as all the operations as success or as nulls of terms are as applied. In the real life example, as a bank transfer, as a transfer the thousands from accounts A to as a account B, and first is debate the thousands rupees from the A, and second is add thousands rupees to as a B. If step 2 is fail, as step 1 must as also be as cancelled, and this is the handle using the transaction. And C sorry as a TCL command as beginnings the transactions as a commits, rollbacks and the save point. Let's check all the command in the detail. First is beginning the transaction as a start a new transaction, like syntax as a begin and the transactions and semicolon. And the example is the same as the beginning and transaction and the semicolon to use as a update, and account is and set is balance equal as balance minus the thousands rupees 1000, and there's account numbers equal as 101 and the semicolon. So as account tables to show as account numbers as to find, and as a minus the 1000 rupees, and update the record. And second is a commit is a save all the changes as permanently, and as syntax is used as the commit. And example as begin the transactions and the semicolon, and update the accounts is a table names, and set as a balance equal the balance minus 1000 rupees, and whereas account numbers equal as 101 and semicolon. And after as the update the account, and set the balance equal as a balance plus as the 1000 rupees, and whereas account numbers equal as 102 and the semicolon. So and last is the commit and the semicolon, and the result is money is transferred as successfully from the account, as first account is 101 to transfer the 102 is successfully. Third type is a rollback, is a cancel all the changes made in a current transaction, and the syntax is a rollbacks only and the semicolon. And the example as a begin the transactions and the semicolon, and update the accounts, and set as a balance equal as a balance minus as the 1000, and whereas as the account numbers equal as 101 and semicolon, and rollbacks and the semicolon. So the result is no change are as saved. So as a cancel to all the changes, like the balance is gives is not a transactions as successfully, and is rollback to use, and same amount as to so. And fourth type is a save point. Save point is create a checkpoint inside transactions, and if the error says occurs, you can roll back only to as that as the save point. And the syntax is a save pointer, and the save point names and semicolons has to show. And the example has to give as the start, otherwise as the beginning the transactions and the semicolon, and update the accounts, and as a set as a balance equal the balance minus the 1000, and where account numbers equal as 101 and the semicolon, and the save point is sp1 and the semicolon has to show, and as update the account and set the balance equal the balance plus 1000, and where the account numbers equal the 102 and the semicolon, and the rollback to as sp1 and semicolon, so as the transaction has to fail, so as the save point sp1 to move using the rollback of command and commit and the semicolon, and the explanation as a money is as a debit from so the account is 101, and a save point is sp1 is created, and the money is at the account is 102, and the rollback to as a sp1 is a cancel only the last update, and commit is save the remaining as changes as permanent. Other topics is a merge statement. What is merge? Merge statement is as used to as insert, update, delete, and the data's in as target the tables based on the data's from a source table, and the instance of the writing the separate insert, update, delete statement, and you can perform them in a single merge statement. And the nodes as a merge is not support the SQL server and the Oracle. Sorry, as a support for the SQL server and the oracles is not support and not available in a MySQL. And the real life example as suppose you have employee is a target tables and a new employee is a source table, and you went to as update the existing employee and insert a new employee. Let's check the example. As a syntax as a merge as a target tables as a called alias names is t, and using a source tables alias names is s, and on the t dot id equal as a s dot id, and then as a major then the update set and t dot colons equal as a s dot colon, and then is a not match, then the insert counts inside the colon ones commas colon twos, and the counts close and the values counts inside s colons as the s dot colon 1 commas s dot colon 2, and the counts close and the semicolon. So the employees in the example as an employee is to gives like a employee ID, names and the salary, and new employees has to show like employee ID, names and the salary, and as a merge queries has to write as a merge as a employee as a t, and is a first table is a employee table, and using as a new employees as a s, so as a second table is a new employee tables, and on as a t dot as a employee IDs equal as a s dot employee IDs has to compare, and then as a match then as a update the what is update as a set as a t dot salaries equal the s dot salaries, as a two tables to match as a salary in the employee IDs wise, and what is a not match then as insert a new record and counts inside the employee IDs commas names commas salary, the counts close and the values inside as s dot id commas s dot names commas s dot salaries and the semicolon, and the output has to show like employee IDs to fetch and the compare, so the employee IDs is first as a 101 and 102, and the 102 is repeat the new employees ID, so as only as one time to print as a 102, and as salaries has to compare, and as so as both the table 102's record has to print, but as a new employee as to improve the salary, so as improve the salaries has to write in the this table. So as a not to write as a 40,000, as a 45,000 has to show the output inside the salary. And other as a third rate code is not insert, so as a this is not a match, so as a insert the third record in the output, and is 103's IDs and the names is Ravi's, and as salaries is the 60,000 to add in this the queries to pass to perform. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.